R&B singer Joe, known for his soulful music and captivating vocals, experienced a shocking downfall in his career. However, rumors swirled around the involvement of a fellow artist in sabotaging Joe's success. In a surprising revelation, Joe himself pointed fingers at a certain R&B superstar for attempting to hinder his career. What led Joe to believe that his once respected star had a hand in his downfall?
I have facts on it, but nah, there's no possible way, I would have.
Let's find out. Early life and career. Joe Thomas was born on July 5th, 1973, in the heart of Columbus, Georgia. He was surrounded by the love of his parents and 4 siblings, all of whom shared a deep passion for gospel music. Growing up, Joe's home was always filled with the sound of hymns and spiritual songs, as both his mother and father were devoted evangelical ministers. When Joe was just a toddler, the Thomas family packed up their belongings and made the move to Alabama, where Joe would spend the rest of his childhood. From a young age, Joe was actively involved in the church community, singing in the choir, strumming his guitar, and eventually taking on the role of choir director. As he entered his teenage years in the late 1980s, Joe's musical talents began to shine as he started playing in local bands, honing his skills and finding his voice.
And it goes from good to bad, so I can have you back.
In 1990, Joe proudly walked across the stage to receive his diploma from Opelika High School in Opelika, Alabama, marking the end of one chapter and the beginning of another in his musical journey. After he graduated from Opelika High School, Joe didn't stop pursuing his passion for music. He continued to sing and write songs, even while working at various temporary jobs to make ends meet. His journey took him to New Jersey, where he found a job at a gospel record store. There, his love for music deepened, and he continued his music education through a local church. It was during this time that Joe met producer Vincent Herbert. This meeting proved to be a turning point in his career. With Herbert's help, Joe recorded a 3-song demo tape, showcasing his talent and potential. In 1992, Joe's hard work paid off when he signed a contract with Polygram Records. The following year, he released his debut album, Asterisk, Everything Asterisk. Produced by Joe himself, along with Keith Miller, Jay Dibbs, and Dave Jam Hall, Asterisk, Everything Asterisk was a significant step forward in his career. The album peaked at number 105 on the US Billboard 200 and climbed to number 16 on Billboard's top R&B hip-hop albums chart. Asterisk, Everything Asterisk featured 3 singles, including I'm in Love and The One for Me. I'm in Love became a notable success, reaching the top 10 on the Hot R&B hip-hop songs chart and peaking at number 22 on the UK singles chart. Joe's success continued to grow. The following year, he joined the group Black Men United. This group included prominent artists like Brian McKnight, Gerald Levert, Aaron Hall, Tevin Campbell, and other talented male singers. Together, they recorded the single You Will Know for the soundtrack of the romantic drama film, Jason's Lyric Asterisk. This collaboration further showcased Joe's talent and solidified his place in the music industry. In 1996, Joe made a significant contribution to the soundtrack of the crime comedy parody film, Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood Asterisk. He provided the song All the Things Your Man Won't Do, which was released as a single. This song became quite popular, reaching number 11 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Recognizing its success, Joe included it as the opening track on his second studio album, Asterisk, All That I Am Asterisk, released in 1997 after signing with Jive Records. Asterisk, All That I Am Asterisk marked Joe's commercial breakthrough. The album climbed to number 13 on the US Billboard 200 and reached number 4 on Billboard's top R&B hip-hop albums chart. Another hit single from the album, Don't Wanna Be a Player, was also featured on the Asterisk Booty Call Asterisk soundtrack. The album's popularity soared, and it eventually went platinum in the US. Joe's talents as a songwriter and producer were in high demand during the mid-1990s. He frequently collaborated with other artists, remixing a duet by Barry White and Tina Turner called In Your Wildest Dreams, and also remixing Turner's single Something Beautiful Remains from her album Asterisk Wildest Dreams Asterisk. Joe also wrote and produced songs for R&B groups like Ideal, Xscape, and High Five. In addition, Joe lent his voice to the remix of Big Punisher's Still Not a Player, produced by Nobody, which interpolated Joe's song Don't Wanna Be a Player. He also appeared as a backing vocalist on Brandy's track Angel in Disguise from her second album, Asterisk, Never Say Never Asterisk. In 1999, singer Mariah Carey invited Joe to sing on her track Thank God I Found You, which was featured on her album Asterisk, Rainbow Asterisk. Released as the album's second single, it became Joe's first #1 single on the US Billboard Hot 100 and was later certified Gold by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. The song also enjoyed international success, peaking at #2 in Canada and reaching the top 10 in the United Kingdom. It also charted within the top 30 in Australia, Belgium, Wallonia, France, Germany, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. Rise to stardom. In April 2000, Joe released his third album, My Name is Joe. Produced by Joe along with Kevin Shakespeare Briggs, Teddy Riley, and Tim and Bob, the album was well received by critics. It reached #2 on the Billboard 200 chart and topped the top R&B hip-hop albums chart. Internationally, it also performed well, hitting the top 10 in the Netherlands and Canada. The album featured 3 hit singles, I Wanna Know, Treat Her Like a Lady, and Stutter. Both I Wanna Know and Stutter made it to the top 5 of the US Billboard Hot 100. My Name is Joe became Joe's biggest seller, achieving triple platinum certification from the RIAA in the US, and platinum and silver certifications in Canada, France, and the UK respectively. The album and I Wanna Know received Grammy nominations in 2001 for Best R&B Album and Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. The following year, in 2001, Joe released his 4th album, Better Days. It didn't match the commercial success of its predecessor, reaching #32 on the Billboard 200, but peaking at #4 on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart. Despite this, Better Days earned gold certification in the US. The album produced 2 singles, Let's Stay Home Tonight, which reached #18 on the Hot R&B hip-hop songs chart, and What If a Woman, which topped the adult R&B songs chart. Critically acclaimed, Better Days garnered Joe another Grammy nomination for Best R&B Album, and Let's Stay Home Tonight was nominated for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. Jason Birchmeier of AllMusic praised Let's Stay Home Tonight and Ghetto Child as highlights, and Joe for carrying the record, but criticized the track listing for repeating various songwriting techniques and love story motifs. He concluded that if you're looking for a few quality singles rather than a consistent album, you should find this to be an engaging album, even if it's rushed and ultimately thin on original ideas. Vibe contributor Dimitri Ehrlich gave praise to Joe's musical inventiveness in utilizing instrumentation, lyrical wit, and telling stories from a woman's perspective, concluding with, Better Days is mostly a one-man show. A nice surprise in an era when few artists seem brave enough to resist all-star guests. Billboard found that Joe takes a message-oriented stance on Better Days, which showcases the singer's socio-political side. A balance of positivity and soul, Better Days is the deft work of a true career artist, one who knows what it means to grow and evolve. In a negative review, Dorian Linsky from The Guardian wrote, "This is everyman R&B, a little like Craig David, minus the pop pizzazz, a little like D'Angelo without the sexual heat, but mostly thuddingly dull. Even the guest stars succumb to Joe's tractor beam of tedium." Only the CD booklet, in which Joe poses thoughtfully in expensive jackets, provides some fun, albeit of the unintentionally comic variety. Additionally, in 2002, Joe collaborated with Mariah Carey on the remix of Through the Rain, the lead single from her album Charm Bracelet. These albums marked significant milestones in Joe's career, showcasing his ability to blend soulful vocals with R&B rhythms, earning both critical acclaim and commercial success in the competitive music industry. Joe's fifth studio album, And Then, released in late 2003, saw him teaming up with a diverse lineup of top musicians, including Carvin and Ivan, Dre and Vidal, R. Kelly, and The Underdogs. The album debuted at number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart. Its lead single, More and More, written by R. Kelly, became a hit in the R&B scene, reaching the top 20 in the US. Another notable track, Ride With You, featuring rap group G-Unit, gained popularity internationally, peaking at number 12 on the UK singles chart and making waves in Australia's top 40 by July 2004. And Then continued to sell steadily and eventually earned a gold certification from the RIA, reflecting its enduring appeal and Joe's ability to blend different musical styles into a cohesive album. Moving forward to 2007, Joe released his sixth album, Ain't Nothing Like Me. Produced by acclaimed names like Stargate, Tank, Cool, and Dre, Brian Michael Cox, and Sean Garrett, the album featured guest appearances from rappers Nas, Fabulous, Papoose, Young Buck, and Tony Yayo. It debuted impressively at number 2 on the Billboard 200, marking Joe's highest charting album since My Name Is Joe. In its first week, the album sold about 98,000 copies, showcasing Joe's enduring popularity. The lead single from Ain't Nothing Like Me, titled Where You At, found success primarily in the United Kingdom, while the follow-up single, If I Was Your Man, soared to number 3 on Billboard's Adult R&B Songs chart. Despite its success, Ain't Nothing Like Me marked Joe's final album with Jive Records due to disagreements over the promotion of his music. In addition to his album work, Joe gained attention in 2007 for his cover version of Carrie Underwood's hit Before He Cheats, performed exclusively for Pepsi Smash on Yahoo Music. This performance further showcased Joe's versatility and ability to interpret different genres with his signature style. Ain't Nothing Like Me garnered positive feedback from music critics. Andy Kellman of AllMusic praised Joe for his contemporary sound and his collaboration with well-known producers and emerging talents. Despite facing challenges like a simple name, lack of flashy gimmicks, and periods of inactivity, Joe has managed to stay relevant and consistent in his music career. Mark Edward Nero, a writer for About.com, noted that Joe stayed true to his established style with Ain't Nothing Like Me, delivering emotional ballads and sensual tracks, and featuring guest appearances by rappers. Nero commended Joe's decision to stick to what works, resulting in a solid album that will surely resonate with his loyal fan base. Laura Checkaway from Vibe expressed that the album, despite its heavy use of cheese, is surprisingly enjoyable, especially given the current lack of authentic grown man R&B. Joe manages to maintain a youthful vibe with top-notch production and rap collaborations. Entertainment Weekly's Simon Vozick Levinson, on the other hand, was less enthusiastic, stating that the album shines brightest when New York City MCs like Nas and Papoose make guest appearances. However, he criticized Joe's solo ballads, suggesting that they failed to set him apart in the crowded contemporary R&B scene. People magazine also weighed in, noting that while Joe's latest CD title hints at his prowess as a lover, The tracks don't offer much differentiation from other R&B artists like R. Kelly, Brian McKnight, and Usher. The album received a 2-star rating from the magazine. New York Times critic Kelfa Sane highlighted Just Relax and Feel For You as standout tracks, noting that Joe excels when he leans into his more vulnerable, emotional side. DJ Booth, on the other hand, gave the album a solid 4 out of 5 spins. So let's talk about the celebrity who attempted to sabotage his career.
You felt that R. Kelly was trying to sabotage your career?
Well, you know what? It's funny because I was getting, credible information from PDs and, friends of mine as well, that this guy has no idea that these are my friends as well. You're talking.
How R. Kelly wanted to sabotage his career. Joe publicly accused R. Kelly attempted to sabotage his career in the early 2000s. Joe detailed these allegations in various interviews, explaining how R. Kelly allegedly used his influence within the music industry to undermine Joe's success. Joe claimed that R. Kelly felt threatened by his rising popularity in the R&B genre. At that time, Joe was enjoying significant success with his albums and singles.
Jive Records, your label mate, R. Kelly. Would it be fair to say that he tried to sabotage your career?
If it's a true thing, I mean, it's alleged, which was told to me from a respected program director, and said that this guy was calling me in the stations and said, yo, this guy, Joe, you sold him his records. Well, I'm not coming to support your show. And I'm not sure how true that is, but going from the character of people who knows him very well, like it's close, family and friends.
Which led to a perceived competition between the two artists. According to Joe, R. Kelly went to great lengths to maintain his dominance in the industry by sabotaging Joe's career. One of the key allegations Joe made was that R. Kelly pressured executives at Jive Records, a major record label they were both signed to limit Joe's opportunities. Joe asserted that R. Kelly convinced these executives to remove him from various high-profile projects and to deprioritize his music releases. This included allegedly persuading the label to delay the promotion of Joe's albums and singles, which would directly impact their commercial success. Joe recounted specific incidents where he believed R. Kelly's influence led to adverse outcomes for his career. For instance, Joe claimed that R. Kelly interfered with his involvement in certain soundtracks and collaborations, effectively blacklisting him from lucrative opportunities that could have boosted his visibility and career growth. Joe mentioned that he was supposed to be part of significant projects that were suddenly taken away from him without clear explanations, leading him to believe that R. Kelly was behind these decisions. In addition to these direct actions, Joe suggested that R. Kelly spread negative rumors about him within the industry, further tarnishing his reputation. These rumors allegedly created a hostile environment for Joe, making it difficult for him to form essential connections and partnerships within the music business. Joe also talked about the psychological impact of R. Kelly's alleged sabotage. He described feeling demoralized and frustrated by the obstacles placed in his path. Despite having talent and a proven track record of success, Joe found himself struggling to maintain his career momentum due to these behind-the-scenes machinations. The rivalry between Joe and R. Kelly highlighted a darker side of the music industry, where competition can lead to underhanded tactics and personal vendettas. Joe's allegations painted a picture of an industry where power dynamics and personal insecurities can significantly impact artists' careers. Going solo. After parting ways with Jive Records, Joe embarked on a new chapter in his career, releasing his 7th album, Joe Thomas, New Man, independently under Kedar Massenberg's Kedar Entertainment in September 2008. Working with producers like Brian Michael Cox, Stereotypes, and DeMille, Joe crafted an album that resonated with fans and critics alike. Upon its release, Joe Thomas' New Man made a strong debut, entering the U.S. Billboard 200 at number 8 and selling over 56,000 copies in its first week. The lead single, ER, Emergency Room, became a standout track, climbing into the top 40 on Billboard's Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart and showcasing Joe's continued relevance in the music scene. The album by Joe Thomas, New Man, garnered a range of reviews from music critics, with some expressing mixed feelings, while others have been more positive. Thomas Inskeep, of AllMusic, awarded the album 3 stars out of 5, highlighting Joe's signature style of delivering sultry, woman-focused mid-tempo tracks. Like legends such as Barry White and Teddy Pendergrass, Joe stays true to his roots and target audience of adult black women. The album's strength lies in its unwavering consistency, a quality that shines through in every track. On the other hand, Mark Edward Nero of About.com noted that while Joe's music remains familiar and beloved by fans, there's a sense of revitalization in his latest work. While the album may not break new ground, Joe's authenticity and talent continue to resonate with listeners, proving that he doesn't need to reinvent himself to maintain his success. Not one to rest on his laurels, Joe quickly followed up with his second album under Kadar, titled Signature, just 10 months later. This album was a collection of soulful ballads written, produced, and arranged entirely by Joe himself. Signature debuted impressively at number 7 on the Billboard 200 and secured the number 2 spot on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart, reaffirming Joe's ability to captivate audiences with his heartfelt music. Mark Edward Nero, writing for About.com, discovered that the album surpassed Joe's previous 2 albums, Ain't Nothing Like Me, 2007, and Joe Thomas, New Man, 2008. Nero noted that the difference in this album compared to the last 2 was the overall strength from start to finish. While the previous efforts had some forgettable songs in the middle or towards the end, Signature stands out as an album that can be enjoyed multiple times without the need to skip any tracks. Melanie Sims from the Associated Press also praised Joe's Signature album, highlighting songs like Worst Case Scenario and Miss My Baby as some of the disc's best assets. The former is a slow groove that delves into the emotions of a man haunted by memories of his ex-lover with someone new, while the latter combines lively production with Joe's velvety vocals for a truly enjoyable listening experience. Andy Kellman, an editor at AllMusic, rated the album with 2.5 stars out of 5. He highlighted the album's suggestive lyrics, drawing comparisons to R. Kelly rather than Marvin Gaye, distinguishing Signature from Joe's previous works. Kellman recognized that without the focus on lyrics, the album may not differ significantly from Joe's recent releases. Nevertheless, he stressed that the explicit content does not quite match the album's sophisticated arrangements, despite Joe's past behavior, not always reflecting that of a perfect gentleman. Melody Charles, an editor at Soul Tracks, criticized the first 3 tracks of the album, describing them as ranging from slightly sluggish to completely uninteresting. However, she pointed out that Joe redeems himself in the remaining songs of the CD, ultimately delivering the anticipated and enjoyable sound that fans have grown to love from the talented musician. In addition to his regular album releases, Joe spread holiday cheer with the release of the EP Make Sure You're Home for Christmas the same year. Initially exclusive to Target, the EP featured 2 original songs and 4 covers of beloved Christmas classics. Its success led to the expansion into a full-length album titled Home is the Essence of Christmas, released the following year. The album performed well, reaching the top 20 on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart and becoming a seasonal favorite among fans. In 2010, Joe collaborated with fellow label mate Keith Sweat on the track Test Drive, which was penned for Sweat's album Ridin' Solo. That same year, he unveiled his 9th studio album, The Good, the Bad, the Sexy. Joe teamed up with Brandon Bam, Alexander, Gragston, The Ambassador, and Gerald Isaac for most of the tracks, resulting in a debut at number 8 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the Hot R&B Hip Hop Albums chart. Andy Kellman, an editor at AllMusic, gave the album a rating of 2.5 stars out of 5. He pointed out that the album is not likely to surprise anyone. It embodies Joe's signature style with mellow bedroom vibes that mostly move at a slow pace without reaching a high intensity. According to Reem Buhaza, a writer for The National, the album's leisurely tempo and subpar production on certain tracks may not captivate more casual listeners. However, despite the lack of musical diversity and polished production, Joe's exceptional raw vocal talent and distinctive sound compensate for these shortcomings. Joe's down-to-earth approach to R&B shines on certain standout tracks. After a brief break, Joe released his 10th studio album, Double Back: Evolution of R&B, in July 2013. This marked his first release under Massenburg Media, following the closure of his Kadar Entertainment. The album entered the Billboard 200 at number 6 and topped the R&B hip-hop chart, selling 31,500 copies in its opening week. Collaborating with a select group of musicians, including San Francisco-based producer DOA, Joe delivered tracks like I'd Rather Have a Love and the duet Love and Sex featuring Fantasia. Rapper Too Short also made an appearance on the album. Andy Kellman, an editor at AllMusic, described Double Back: Evolution of R&B as one of Joe's better releases from 2000 or 2010 inches, and mentioned that the album had a more refined quality compared to his previous works like Signature from 2009 and The Good, The Bad, The Sexy from 2011, incorporating sophisticated elements that culminate in a Philly soul-inspired highlight with Love and Sex. Elias Late, a critic from Pop Matters, observed that the album is infused with soul and funk influences from the 70s, as well as 90s reinterpretations of that era's sound, featuring strong rhythmic foundations, guitar-driven melodies, and subtle string arrangements. Steve Jones, writing for USA Today, praised Joe for his straightforward yet impactful approach on his 10th album, utilizing live instruments and compelling storytelling to delve into various aspects of relationships. He commended the soulful vocals and infectious grooves that showcase Joe's enduring passion for music. In March 2014, Joe entered into a distribution agreement with BMG Rights Management. His 11th album, Bridges, was his first release under Plaid Takeover Entertainment, a company founded by his regular co-executive producer Gerald Isaac, following the termination of his business relationship with Massenburg. Despite a decade of consistent top 10 placements on the Billboard 200 chart, Bridges debuted and reached its peak at number 17, with initial sales of 15,126 units in the United States. The lead single from the album, Love and Sex Part 2, a collaboration with singer Kelly Rowland, served as a follow-up to his previous duet with Fantasia in 2013 and achieved success by reaching the top 5 on the adult R&B songs chart. Andy Kellman, an editor at AllMusic, hailed the album as one of Joe's finest works, noting that although Bridges borders on pastiche and may feel a bit lengthy with 16 tracks spanning over 60 minutes, its lively essence is undeniable. Joe's charm captivates listeners effortlessly throughout the album, with Derek DOA Allen's exceptional production on most tracks, greatly enhancing the overall experience. The album stands out for its intricate details compared to typical adult contemporary R&B, offering a touch of rhythmic intensity with some well-crafted dance floor-oriented tracks. On a similar note, Ken Capobianco, a critic from the Boston Globe, mentioned that while the 16-track album may seem a bit excessive, Joe manages to explore a wide range of musical styles while showcasing his versatile tenor voice. The songs maintain a contemporary feel while paying homage to his musical influences. Soultrack's melody. Charles observed that despite a few missteps, Joe's latest album successfully guides his loyal fans from the 90s era towards a new phase of musical maturity. Trends evolve and tastes change, but Joe's ability to adapt and flow with the current musical landscape rather than resist it is what makes this album a worthwhile journey across the musical bridge. In November 2015, Joe covered Adele's hit song Hello, which garnered positive feedback. His 12th album, My Name is Joe Thomas, paying tribute to his third studio album, My Name is Joe, 2000, was released on November 11th, 2016. The album debuted at number 2 on the top R&B hip-hop albums chart, selling 17,000 copies in its first week, and produced the single So I Can Have You Back, his fourth chart topper on the adult R&B songs chart. To promote the album, Joe embarked on a European concert tour with Ashanti from February to March 2017. Andy Kellman, an editor at AllMusic, awarded the album 3.5 out of 5 stars, and noted that despite its nostalgic appearance, My Name is Joe Thomas is not a nostalgia trip. He highlighted that the album, mostly recorded with Derek DOA, Allen, Gerald Isaac, and Damo Farmer, showcases Joe's usual style in an inspired manner. Kellman also mentioned that, like Joe's earlier albums from 2010 upwards, this one offers a diverse range of heartfelt and never oversold material. About Joe's retirement announcement, Kellman concluded that if this was truly the end, Joe figuratively and literally went out on a high note. Melody Charles, an editor at Soul Tracks, also alluded to Joe's retirement statement, expressing that Joe may feel that his 13th studio release is his career's personal best. She mentioned that the 16 tracks on the album demonstrate Joe's finesse, sincerity, understated intensity, and ease with a variety of styles and subject matter. Charles also expressed hope that My Name is Joe Thomas is not the final encore, but rather another intriguing episode in the series. However, there was a rumor that surfaced in his career that left fans shocked. Alleged domestic abuse. Keely Williams, a former member of 3LW and the Cheetah Girls, spoke out about her personal experience with domestic abuse, revealing that her mother had been in an emotionally and physically abusive relationship with the R&B singer Joe for several years. This revelation came amid ongoing discussions about domestic abuse in the entertainment industry, particularly in light of Chris Brown's legal troubles related to domestic violence allegations. In her statement, Keely Williams expressed empathy for Rihanna, who has been involved in a well-publicized domestic abuse case involving Chris Brown. Williams shared that witnessing her mother's abusive relationship with Joe had a profound impact on her. She described seeing firsthand the toll it took on her mother's emotional and physical well-being, as well as the difficulty her mother faced in recovering from the trauma. The disclosure by Keely Williams shed light on the hidden realities of domestic abuse within the music industry, emphasizing the long-lasting effects it can have on victims and their families. Her statement revealed the importance of supporting survivors of domestic violence and raising awareness about the prevalence of such issues in both personal and public spheres. The decline of R&B, according to Joe. Despite Joe's consistent achievements, the wider scope of R&B encountered obstacles. Joe, alongside his peers, found himself contending with the genre's downturn as traditional R&B and neo-soul was overshadowed by a surge of hip-hop influenced sounds. This transition, as highlighted by Rolling Stone, was shaped by emerging rappers such as Bone Thugs and Harmony, Nelly, and J. Rule, who incorporated R&B elements into their music. In a 2016 discussion with the Jasmine brand, Joe reflected on this transformation, contemplating the blending of R&B and hip-hop. He acknowledged the evolving nature of the genre, understanding that contemporary R&B now incorporates more hip-hop influences than in the past. Despite these shifts, Joe remains a staunch supporter of R&B's lasting impact, which has left an unforgettable impression on fans worldwide. His net worth and house? Joe's net worth is around $5 million as of March 2024. He has his clothing line, owns a tequila brand, and does real estate. He has a beautiful mansion located in the peaceful surroundings of Columbus, Georgia. The mansion is a symbol of sophistication and relaxation, covering a remarkable area of 2,921 square feet. This beautiful home has 3 bedrooms and a welcoming office space that could be converted into a 4th bedroom by adding a closet. In addition to its functional design, Joe's house is perfect for entertaining, with a smooth transition from the formal dining room to the living room. The living room is decorated with 2 pairs of double French doors that lead to the large yard, making it an ideal place for social events and relaxation. Luxury is evident in every part of this beautiful house, from the comfortable carpets to the ceramic floors in the living areas. The kitchen is a culinary marvel, featuring double ovens, plenty of cabinet space, and a large L-shaped breakfast bar island with a sink, seamlessly combining practicality and elegance. The flexible office area can easily be turned into an extra bedroom by adding a wardrobe door. The highlight of Joe's mansion is the master suite. The main bedroom is large and serves as a peaceful place for rest and renewal. The luxurious master bathroom includes a spacious walk-in closet, a luxurious garden tub, a large shower, and a double vanity, ensuring convenience and extravagance throughout. Joe is currently leasing a beautiful home in Opelika, Alabama, that embodies contemporary luxury and elegance. The townhouse, located in Opelika's esteemed top residence community, covers around 1,824 square feet and has a monthly rent of approximately $3,000. Enter a world where every detail is carefully crafted to provide the highest level of comfort and luxury as soon as you walk through the door. From the spacious living areas to the luxurious amenities, every part of this exceptional home has been carefully chosen to create a peaceful retreat that blends tranquility and elegance. The townhouse consists of 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage, offering plenty of room for comfortable living. Every room is meticulously designed to create a perfect mix of sophistication and functionality. The open plan design increases the feeling of spaciousness, and premium finishes and fittings contribute to an overall sense of luxury. The focal point of the house is the beautifully designed kitchen, which features stainless steel appliances, durable countertops, and fashionable backsplashes that enhance both the appearance and usefulness of the space. This kitchen is a dream come true for chefs, ideal for cooking elaborate dishes and enjoying relaxed meals. The main bedroom functions as a personal getaway, providing a large sanctuary for unwinding. The attached bathroom includes a beautifully designed shower with a seamless entry, blending convenience with contemporary design. A generously proportioned walk-in closet offers plenty of storage space, enhancing the home's practicality. The townhouse is situated in a community that provides convenience and easy access. People living there have close access to the Robert Trent Jones Golf Course, Auburn University, and numerous high-end shopping and dining venues. Whether relaxing at home or exploring the lively neighborhood, Joe's home in Opelika represents modern living at its finest, where each day is a celebration of luxury and sophistication. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.